It would seem as though.
Well, it would seem as though.
Wouldn't it? Just though.
It would seem as though. I was talking with. Oh, hi, I'm Vesta.
Oh, hi, I'm Shananica.
What I was mouthing to you while the music was playing was, would you go mute the television? Because there's licensed music playing that we don't have licensing for, and I don't want to get someone go, oh, that's my song, you owe us money, bitch. So, if you hear music, it's me singing in the background. And everybody loves that. So, speaking of singing, that's funny because it takes me right into one of the things I want to talk about.
Great.
History has been made
Love
in
that.
the queer world again. Mm-hmm. Queers making history. Who could have guessed?
They don't do that.
No, I know. Alexander the Great. Heard of him? Anyway.
Never.
There is an artist, a singer.
A singer.
Her name is Pablo Vittar. Have you heard of her?
No.
What? She is actually the most followed drag queen on the interwebs.
Ew.
I know, more than RuPaul. How about that?
Well.
She's also the first drag artist to ever perform at Coachella.
Really?
How about that?
Snaps for her, bitch.
She's young and gorgeous and talented and has a beautiful voice and
queer.
Lovely and queer.
Love it.
Drag queen.
Love
at
it.
Coachella.
At Coachella.
It's funny when I read that.
Oh, Coachella. What?
When I read that she was the first drag artist to perform at Coachella, at the same day, I read that one of my friends, and more of a distant friend, we've worked together and whatever, traveled the circuit together. She's the drag circuit.
Yes, girl.
Circus is probably more like
honey.
it. But she went to Coachella on purpose.
Ugh.
I know, I couldn't do it, but good for her. This is her first year after transitioning. So she's still baby trans, although she's an older woman. I mean, she's younger than me, but who isn't? But she was a little traumatized when walking through Coachella. She heard two stupid white girls go, oh, that's not a real girl.
Ew.
I know, ew indeed. Well, first of all, why the fuck would you say that out loud? Think it in your head. Say it to your friend when it's like,
sure.
Hey, did you see that beautiful Asian girl?
Uh-huh.
Guess what? She's not really. Or, I think she's. Or what? Or just mind your fucking business.
I think that's it, bitch. Just, mind your own fucking business. Why? And openly say something about somebody's appearance in public is, brave. You know what I mean? Someone... I love it. Right. Keep it up, bitch, because guess what? Someone's going to knock your teeth down your throat, and I'm here for it.
Same.
Drag her.
But my whole thought was, why?
Right? Yeah, why?
Why?
It's
I mean, are
stupid.
you...
Insecurity.
What is wrong with you? What is your insecurity? What is your... Whatever that you're I need... Are you still that girl from high school who's I'm a mean girl, so that's my ID, that's my badge of honor?
Sometimes I feel
because I'm an asshole, and
people who aren't marginalized, specifically white people, often when they see people who are othered, queer people, people of color living their best life, or things that you just don't see, in normal life in suburbia, I think that they get secondhand embarrassment, thinking that person is already embarrassed. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, there's a queer person. They're already embarrassed. But
but I'm going to make sure they're embarrassed.
But I'm embarrassed for them, so I'm going to mention how embarrassed I am. You know what I mean? This is an embarrassment.
Right.
Ew.
Yeah.
You're pathetic and stupid.
It's funny, was, speaking of, it just made me think of that, the RuPaul sitcom series, AJ and the Queen. Which was cute. It was adorable. It was... I mean, I wouldn't go beyond that. It was cute.
It hired a bunch of queens. Loved it.
I love that a lot of girls got to work. Love that.
Yeah.
But there was a scene where she and her friend, she's at her friend Jane Krakowski's house.
Right.
Remember? Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, you should do a little performance. And anybody who's ever done a house show knows that it's the worst.
Right.
Because first, the music can't be loud enough for you to not hear my heels clumping on the floor. And for me, you to not hear me even whispering my lyrics, because it's no, it's awkward. Talk about embarrassing. It's awful. I hated it. I've done it a few times. Hated it.
There's
not enough money. Well, there probably is. I could get over my embarrassment
Girl,
for enough. You make that handful of cash, but it never is. It's not anybody ever handing you this huge pile of money going, come to my house, I'll pay you $1 million. Well, all right.
You're hanging out with the wrong
You could
people.
embarrass me all day long for $1 million. You know.
I mean, I'm okay. Wait, I need to sidebar and go, oh, God, I'm punching computers and shit. Girl, I'm getting
touch
crazy.
my computer?
I'm getting crazy.
How?
Coachella. I want to go back to Coachella for a second.
You want to go to Coachella?
Absolutely never, but thank you for
you.
asking. But seeing pictures of this year's Coachella made me want to fucking vomit because there were about 10 bajillion people around it. Around like a center stage. Hated every minute of it. But also, the owner, I don't know, whoever he is, the man who is like behind Coachella is a bigot. He's an ignorant white bigot.
Yeah.
And so all these queer people are like, yes, I guess take his coin, but you're also just continuing to perpetuate Coachella, which is just a horrible fucking event to begin with. You know what I mean? I'm like not about it.
No.
And people do whatever you want, but you're spending a ton of money to be in the middle of the fucking desert.
Listen, I'm not going to Coachella for, all the obvious reasons. Because I don't want to go bake in the sun in the desert. And I don't want to be surrounded by thousands of people.
No.
And I don't want to stand for any length of time to see any artist perform.
No.
But much like I wouldn't give my money to Chick-fil-A, I won't give my money to Hobby Lobby. I'm not giving my money to Coachella.
No. Speaking of Chick-fil-A, I drove past the Chick-fil-A in Clackamas, Happy Valley.
Boo as you went by?
Well, of course I did. But they are popping, like literally
Always.
so busy. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, maybe in this area it is just a bunch of fucking bigots being like, you hate the queers, we hate the queers too. Let's get us some chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's it, because I'm like, how are you so popular? It is... Bitch, I don't get it.
I hate to say it, though, because it's delicious.
I've never had it.
I had it before I knew, like 100 years ago when I worked at the mall, and there was a Chick-fil-A in Lloyd Center.
What?
Chick-fil-A started out as a little, like, food court.
Well, because because the first time I saw Chick-fil-A was when I lived in California. Like, it's all over California, so I saw it there, but I never had it. And it wasn't really until our those three drag queens made that one song about Chick-fil-A.
DWV.
Which is... perfect. Chow Down. You should look it up. It's Chow Down by DWV. But anyway, I didn't really give a shit or know about it. And then I realized, they homophobes. But I didn't know.
Right, Dan Cathy, the owner. Yeah. Dan Cathy is the owner of the chain, or is the CEO of the chain. I never know anymore, like, are you the owner? Are you the CEO? Are you the whatever? But he's the dude that runs the show that gives his money to conversion therapy and different homophobic bullshit.
Love that. Mm-hmm.
So, fuck you, Dan Cathy.
But yeah, weird, right? I just was like...
But when shortly after DWV made that song and made a splash with Chow Down at Chick-fil-A, a whole bunch of Christian right-wing asshats were like, well, we're going to go support. We're going to have a day where we tell everybody to go to Chick-fil-A. And it's like...
Good for you.
I think their business is fine. I mean, I don't think these three drag queens have ruined their business. No. People are still employed. And I have noticed that they've made several commercials featuring, like queer people saying, I work at Chick-fil-A. And they don't say, I'm queer and I work, but please.
It's funny. I actually worked with somebody who had a second job, and their second job was Chick-fil-A, and the person I worked with was very queer. And I was like, this seems great. I'm fine with it. Get in the inside and take it down. Right. It's crazy, but yeah, girl.
Take down the man. Talking about that song. What's funny to me, specifically that song, is done to the tune of Wilson Phillips. Hold On. Mm-hmm. Yes. My children, when Hold On comes on the radio, they're like, these are the wrong words.
Yep, this isn't right. This isn't right.
And I'm sorry, but there's a line in it where every time it comes on and my daughter sings it, I'm just like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Because, it's a grown-up song with grown-up language and themes.
Yeah. Well, you're
gay for pay.
But I'm sorry, your daughter is a teenager now, and just in case you're forgetting.
But she's been singing that song since she's about 5.
I know.
Because she loves Detox.
I'm sorry.
Of those 3, Detox is her favorite.
Well, Detox, it should be everybody's favorite.
Yeah, Detox is awesome. And then I think the other 2 is like just wherever.
Yeah.
But she has heard some of their other music because there is a couple that are less adult themed. I don't know. Anyway, but one of their other songs that my children also love is the song Silicone.
I love that
which
song.
is to the tune of Robin's Dancing on My Own.
Mm-hmm.
And again, my children think Robin's song is the remake and that she's singing it wrong.
I love that so much.
Because my children, well, they know
They were raised right.
They were raised right. They know the queer music and the queer artists.
Well, as if like Wilson Phillips and Robin both aren't also queer music, but
I think that China Phillips might have an issue with that. She's very Christian.
okay, fuck what she
What's
is.
funny to me though is when she saw the video of Chow Down, she's like, I never wore my hair like that. It's like, but every picture of you,
Yeah,
like
your hair looked like...
I mean, you're not as cute as Willem, but you look like that.
That hair. That
So
cute
don't try
90s
it.
boy hair.
Don't try it. Speaking of queer things, though, I have exciting news.
Oh my god, tell me more.
I was invited to MC Pride again this year.
What?
I know. I haven't MC'd Pride since the Embers closed in, I want to say 2017.
Okay.
Is the year they closed. I don't know if it's hard to believe it was 5 years ago.
Right.
Because every year Maria and I used to sit out, Maria Peters Lake, Empress 36. She and I used to be on our little dais and right in front of the Embers. I'm sure most people would just call it a parade stand or whatever, but we're Empresses. We call it a dais.
Yeah, bitch.
But we would be right in front of the Embers doing our thing. And when we first started, I mean, obviously it was well into the many years of Pride. But when we first started, Pride was about 2 hours. I think the last time we did it was 4.
Oh my god,
I was like,
Pride is so
I'm
long.
hot, I'm tired.
And
my
that's
throat
just the
is
goddamn
sore.
parade, girl. 4 hours
Right,
for
that's
a
just the parade.
Honey.
That's just the parade. Now imagine, because it's been a few years since the queers have been let out to really show their colors and their prides and their
They
whatever,
body.
that it may be a gigantic parade again.
It's gonna be.
I don't know exactly where we're going to be. She told me, and I was like, I think I know where that is, but it's going to be in that kind of same area down by the Embers Avenue, downtown Portland. Come look us up. Come find us. Father's Day weekend. I'm gonna have to get some new hairs going and some new. I gotta do it all up because they haven't seen me in a while. Last year, oh my god. Well, no, I'll come back to this because that's actually my Tales of the Drag Closet story later that I will save for later.
Tales from the Drag Crypt.
But Pride, I've had some very interesting moments. I do want to tell you, so Pride, I don't remember what year, it doesn't matter. Many, many years after I was established in performing, I had already been Miss Oregon and Empress and hosted my own show for many years. One of the queens who was putting it all together, who, you know, she called me and she was like, I want you to perform at Pride. And I was like, at the waterfront, at one of the events, what? And she goes, oh no, girl, at the waterfront. And I was like, oh cool, because, you know, performing on the main stage of the waterfront is kind of the dream.
Yeah.
If you want to do Pride. Because that's also where the celebrities, when we get our B, C, or D list celebrities that we can afford, you know, to come perform, that's where they perform. And so I was like, cool beans. So, main stage, but she goes, oh, no, girl, not the main stage. And I was like, there's another stage? And she's like, well, we're going to be putting some of the performers on this little patch of grass in the corner in the back of the... But I was like, wait, what? You're going to have me perform on a little circlet of grass on the ground, so everybody will be the same height as me, so you won't be able... If you're 2 people back, you won't be able to see me.
Yep.
And won't be able to... What? No. And she's like, well, you know, just some of the... I go, where are you performing? Oh, I'll be performing on the main stage. Really, bitch?
Uh-huh.
But I get to perform out in the grass in the pasture.
Yes, girl.
I don't think so.
On the
I'm
other side
not a
of the
cow.
river, in some parking lot.
We're going to have you perform on the back of the submarine.
Yeah.
As it's descending.
Yes, bitch.
You know, it's like, you know what, girl? I will pass.
You better swim.
Yeah, what's funny about that? So I did. I passed. I was like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, no.
Thanks.
And then she was like, oh, girl, I don't mean any offense. Of course you do.
I'm offended, bitch.
I'm offended. But what's funny is that happened to be one of the prides where it rained all day. I mean, all. But anyway,
Shocking that it rained during Pride.
I know. Well, and sorry to all of you who got wet, but
Whatever. That's
sorry,
what,
not sorry.
Look,
I was home.
it's a gamble.
It is a gamble. June in Oregon, it's
yes,
going to rain.
We went on the boat. Remember the big boat, that one Pride where we saw Bianca Del Rio?
God, it was
pissing
down rain. It was awful.
Yeah.
I was drenched because stupid me. I left my house without an umbrella. We finished, I mean, it held off raining until the end of the parade.
Yeah.
And then we were going down to the big gay boat cruise. And Bianca Del Rio was the artist aboard that year. And we got to do